Hi, this video is about computation and settlement of amount due to the retiring partner. That is, how to compute the amount which is payable to the retiring partner, the mode of settlement of this amount, and we will also have a look at section 37 of the Indian Partnership Act, which contains provisions when amount due to the retiring partner is not paid immediately. So we'll begin with how to compute the amount which is payable to the retiring partner. To compute the amount which is payable to the retiring partner, we need to add all the items that increase his claim, and we need to deduct the items that decrease his claim. So what are the items that increase the claim of the retiring partner? The following items increase the claim of the retiring partner: opening credit balance of the capital account or the current account of the retiring partner, the share of gain on revaluation of assets and reassessment of liabilities, the share of reserves and accumulated profits, the share of goodwill of the firm, and in case the partner retires in the middle of the accounting period, the share of profit up to the date of retirement should be added. The salary for the retiring partner up to the date of retirement should be added. And also the interest on capital for the retiring partner up to the date of retirement. So the last three, which is the share of profit, the salary, and the interest on capital, will have to be added where the retiring partner retires in the middle of the accounting period. The items that decrease the claim of the retiring partner are as follows: opening debit balances of capital or current account of the retiring partner, the drawings and the interest on such drawings, any advance or loan which is taken by the retiring partner from the firm, the share of the retiring partner in accumulated losses and fictitious assets, and also the share of loss of the retiring partner in revaluation of assets and reassessment of liabilities. So on adding the items that increase his claim and deducting from that the items that decrease his claim, we will get the amount which is due to the retiring partner. After computing the amount which has to be paid to the retiring partner, we will have to decide how to settle this amount. The amount which is due to the retiring partner may be paid off in lump sum, one alternative. Second alternative is the amount may be transferred to his loan account. And the third alternative is the firm, that is the continuing partners, may accept a bills payable on behalf of the retiring partner. Any combination of these three methods is also possible. We will see the journal entry in each of these three cases. Where the retiring partner is paid off in lump sum, the journal entry is retiring partner's capital account debit to cash or bank account, being the amount due to the retiring partner paid off. Now in this alternative, the amount paid to the retiring partner will be deducted from the cash or bank balance which is appearing in the balance sheet. The journal entry when the amount due to the retiring partner is transferred to the retiring partner's loan account is as follows: retiring partner's capital account debit to retiring partner's loan account. Narration: being the amount due to the retiring partner transferred to his loan account. And in this alternative, the balance of the retiring partner's loan account will be shown in the liability side of the reconstituted balance sheet until it is paid off. The third alternative is the continuing partners or the new firm may accept a bills payable in favor of the retiring partner. Journal entry for this is retiring partner's capital account debit to bills payable account. Narration: being bills payable accepted by the continuing partners in favor of the retiring partner for the amount which is due to him. This bills payable amount in this alternative will be appearing in the liability side of the reconstituted balance sheet until it is discharged by the firm. A very important assumption when the question does not specify the mode of settlement of amount due to the retiring partner. Assumption is, in the absence of information, the amount due to the retiring partner is to be transferred to his loan account. So by passing the journal entry, retiring partner's capital account to retiring partner's loan account, we will close the retiring partner's capital account. Let's have a look at Section 37 of the Indian Partnership Act. As per Section 37 of Indian Partnership Act of 1932, if any amount of the outgoing partner still remains to be paid, then he will be entitled to either of the following. The first one is interest on such unpaid balance, or the second one, share in profit earned proportionate to his amount outstanding to the total capital. So he will be entitled to either of these two amounts if any amount still remains to be paid. Either the interest on the unpaid balance or the share in profit earned proportionate to his amount outstanding to the total capital of the firm. So in this video, we learnt how to compute the amount which is finally payable to the retiring partner, the mode of settlement, and we also had a look at the Section 37 of Indian Partnership Act, which contains provisions when any amount due to the retiring partner is not paid to him immediately.